Don't do yourself a huge disservice. If you leave the first zone without completing the Promised Light quest, you'll completely miss the fight against Tian Ying, the zone's final boss. And yes, it's entirely missable. In this video, I'll show you the 3 steps to unlock the quest and give you a full guide to this epic fight. And like the previous video, there's a giveaway here as well. Now let's get started. The first thing you need to unlock the quest is the first half of Buddha's Light Jade, the Yang. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers as much as I can, but this is the quest right here, with the circular lift dungeon. At the end of this dungeon, you will fight this boss, and once you beat him, you can loot the first half of Buddha's Light Jade from the statue's mouth. The second part is this quest right here. This is the one where you have to beat multiple drums around this area, which will then teleport you to the game's version of Tree Sentinel. Once you defeat him, he will drop the second half of Buddha's Light Jade, and now you have the complete Jade, which you need to unlock the final quest area. One side tip here, which is going to be relevant later in the video, this boss, like other bosses, might have this piece of info on him when you check his quest after defeating him. If you go fight him again, he will have this eye next to his health bar, and you will fill this indicator by parrying his red attacks. Once it's full, you'll learn this mystic art. The third and final part is the harder one, as it's a bit grindy. The quest to use the Jade and access the quest area is locked behind reaching 6k exploration points in the Qinghe zone. This might be easy for you if you allow yourself to get distracted by all the activities, but if you have been focusing on one thing at a time or moved to the second zone as soon as the story took you there, you might be far from 6k. The best thing you can do is obviously explore, as most activities will give you exploration points, but what I had to do to reach 6k is both hit the world bosses and, more importantly, which is such a big hack for exploration XP, and that's discovering the landmarks. If you have unlocked flying fully, which needs 4k exploration, you can easily fly from one landmark to another, and they will give you a good chunk of exploration XP with little to no effort. 50 XP is the exact same amount you get for killing a world boss, and you just get it by clicking on this. Another tip here, if flying is annoying you because you can't control the camera, you can change this setting here to be able to freely control the camera while flying. Once you hit 6k, you will earn this item. And you will see this quest pop up, and since you have the 2 Jade pieces, you can now come here to Halo Peak landmark and go all the way to the top and land right here. There are 2 things that you can do here. Talk to this old man, he will lead you to this incense burner and will take the Qinghe memories from you. Then you can spam action on the burner to ask about the past till it tells you that your karma ran out. Each time you will get a little clue for something. Those are collectibles in the knowledge section, and you can see that they will give you some stats as rewards sometimes. But what we need for our quest is to go all the way to the top and shove the Jade in the hole. The game will tell you that this is the wrong time, so you can go here in the main menu and wait for the right time. Then it will allow you to place the Jade. Once you do, the main door for this tower below will open. Once you're inside, you will find that you cannot interact with this marker or smash the ground. It's because you need to use Wind Sense by hitting R3, which will show you the footsteps leading to this hidden switch. Interact with the switch and the floor opens. Drop down here, and there's a couple of puzzles in this dungeon and little to no combat. Always use Wind Sense to scan your surrounding for hidden loot or interactable objects. For example, don't miss this chest here. And then you can use Meridian Touch on the statue to aim the light at the symbol on the wall. In the next room, there's another puzzle. Same concept, but more mirrors to reflect. Once you solve it, it should look like this. And the beam of light will open the next area for you. Also, when you come here, do not miss the chest up above. Then drop down here and interact with the dude on the floor. This will activate some of the mechanical puppets, and as the prompt tells you, they don't take damage except from deflections. So you spam parry their attacks and they're done. In the next area, the right side has a chest, and our main objective is on the other path. More puppets here, you do the same and move on. You get to this place and we basically need to go all the way down. If we take a right here, and under those broken pillars, go around and you will find a chest. And now you will learn that in this game you can walk on ropes. You see a chest below, and even though your character can fly and triple jump, this drop is lethal for you. But if you walk down the second set of ropes, now the drop is possible. We're nearly there, one last drop here, and you get a collapsing scaffolding chasing you, and you have to run down before it catches up to you, Uncharted style. And here we are at the final room. And one last chest here. And then you turn the statue as always. And now we are face to face with this one hell of a boss. Without a doubt, the hardest thing in the game this far. Big disclaimer first, if you're a Souls-like fan, this game is not a Souls-like. Close, but not a Souls-like. Some hitboxes can be wonky, character locks can be inconsistent, and animation frames are a bit loose sometimes. Nevertheless, this is an awesome fight. Before we start, let me quickly show you my gear. At this point, I was using the umbrella and invested in it, and I was also using the Panacea fan because I hated relying on potions. The fan will make the fight slow, so you won't really smash through the boss this way. Also, bear in mind, the world scales with you as you level up, and so will the bosses. So whether you come here at level 20 or 50, he will be tuned to be challenging enough. I was 46, and so was he. And those were the inner ways I've had. Royal Remedy, which helps a bit with the healing, and you can see where to get it from in my previous video. Divine Roulette, which will give me a random buff on deflection. Invigorated Warrior, which is a straight up buff if you don't get hit, but punishment if you do. So it might have been a stupid idea to have this on when fighting this guy, because you get hit a lot in phase 3. And finally, Bitter Seasons, which is a really nice debuff that can stack, which will do ticking damage and reduce an enemy's defense. The final thing to note about the Panacea fan is that once you go into a boss fight, you have a massive penalty for healing with it. You can see yourself get this debuff once a boss fight starts. This will make it heal for a fraction of what it normally can. Essentially, it's a small potion on a cooldown when you have full dew, where you can double tap Cloudburst healing to get a small burst heal, which is still not a massive heal. Now let's see the fight. We have 3 phases here, and it would be a waste of time to spend too much on phase 1. Phase 1 is a waste of time with no challenge at all. You need to be leaving phase 1 with full health and obviously no consumables used. He has a few simple attacks, one that you can counter with Meridian Touch, which I showed you how to get in my previous video. The animation starts with him spinning the staff and it glows. You wait for a couple of seconds and you will see the prompt, use Meridian Touch, and that's it for this ability. He slams his staff in the ground to summon a light pillar over your head, sometimes twice in a row. This is delayed enough that you can walk out of it, not even dodge. He shoots this Arc of Light, which is an easy dodge. He has a 3-hit melee combo if you get too close to him. Given that I'm using an umbrella, this is even easier as I can just fly over and ignore all of his attacks, which will just pass below me. Phase 2 is where he starts to be a little more intimidating, so let's see what he does here. This phase can seem like a big step up from phase 1, but it's actually just as manageable when I show you how to deal with it. In this phase, he alternates between 2 things: flying in the air and making the statue attack you, or being on the ground constantly pushing you and closing the gap to punch or kick or both. Let's first deal with a bad mechanic. When he flies and summons this thing, this is kind of annoying and badly designed. I'm not sure if you can dodge the 3 hits from the statue. They do too much damage, and even if you block them, it's still too much damage. But inconsistently, you can also sometimes outrange some of the hits. But as I was trying to figure this out, I found a spot where I simply cannot get hit. So this skill-less phase can be cheesed by standing here, avoiding all damage and healing if needed. You know you're safe when you're in this area behind this little elevated rock formation. And that's the last you'll have to deal with this phase. You can also shoot him with the umbrella for free damage if you're using it. In any case, let's deal with his real attacks. If you maintain a mid-range distance like this, he will most of the time close the distance and do an upward kick. He dashes towards you, he stops, and then he kicks up. So it's very easy to see it coming, and you can dodge or parry it. It's better to parry, as this will chip away at his stagger bar. His second attack is a bunch of punches, and then a slam to the ground, with the statue behind him attacking with him. You can either spam parry, which will push you to the side out of range of the ability, or dodge and have a brief window of peace, as this move has 0 tracking. Once he starts it, he will always finish the move looking in the same direction. His next move, which he can do at any time, is the flying kicks. It's easier to see from a distance, because it's fast, but since you're keeping a dodge distance away from him, you should have time to see it and react. And it's also easy to parry, it's not complicated, just spam parry and you will parry all the hits, which will actually destroy a big chunk of his stagger bar. He only has 1 red attack in this phase, he doesn't have any in phase 1 or 3. He can either do the red attack straight away, or chain some slow punches and have it at the end. This is also very easy to parry once you see it a couple of times. So that's free damage to his stagger bar. Then he flies again, you stand in the corner and heal up if you can, rinse and repeat. You'll probably spend more time in this phase, so when you master it, you should also aim to leave it with full health. And even more importantly, you need to make sure your Guardian Chi Core talent is off cooldown, as this will give you an extra life and you really need that in phase 3. Phase 3 is where things get unreasonably annoying, because it takes a while to get to this phase, and it's hard to learn it quickly because you always have to start from phase 1. In this phase, he simply disappears, teleports, and assassinates you in multiple different ways. And if he doesn't, he does very quick blade attacks. So let's try to break this down, but this is simply a reaction and a parry test for sure. Let's start with the worst thing first, it's this move. You will know it's coming when he ducks and spins his blade like this. He will disappear and then appear in quick succession from multiple locations all around you, hitting you over and over again. You can parry all those moves, they're fast, but they're not easy to spam parry because the hits are spaced out unevenly. You can learn it obviously, but like I said, you won't come here too often to keep learning this. You can also give up on parrying and just block the hits and just take less damage. The dirty thing about this move is that you lose him as a target, so your camera will always be at the wrong position, and after the quick hits he will disappear for a little longer and then do a final attack, where he will come at you, often off camera, so from one of the sides or your back. And when he finishes that move, then your target lock will come back. You see the white dot just appeared again. The only trick I noticed, which I don't think is a rule, but it seems consistent enough. He prefers to do this move when he's a bit further away from you. So if you keep similar distance to what I recommended in phase 2, he would do this less. Not 100% never gonna do it, but significantly less. If you get too close, you also risk his jump back blade hit, which is kind of quick too and might be harder to react to. So don't hug him unless you have to, and try to keep a mid-distance. And in the mid-distance, he tends to do a few other moves which are more manageable. The first one is this move. He will disappear and reappear walking around you. And in the third one, he will lunge at you, which you can parry right away as he appears, and after that lunge with a small delay, he will do 2 flying kicks. This is one of the easiest moves to deal with once you get the delay timing of the kicks. He has a couple of variations of 4-hit combos where he jumps and slashes at you. You can learn those if you want to get more parry damage to his stagger bar, or just get out of them if they're too fast for you. The next attack is this one. He will also teleport to the side, but not attack. Then he teleports again, and crouches a bit too low, pauses for a second, and then attacks. This one is unbelievably fast, because after the delay, he will lunge at you in what seems like 2 frames. You can parry this move as well, and he will not follow up. Or, if it's annoying to dodge or parry, you can actually walk out of its range. But it's too fast anyway, so that's a risk. He also has a simple straightforward teleport and hit straight at you, and he will follow it up with a delayed hit, or 3 or 6 hit combos. And he can also cancel out of this combo at any time if you move too far away. The final move he will do periodically is to fly up in the air, summon 3 sand clones of him, and disappear. Those dudes are to be ignored. Literally, leave them behind. But be careful, because they will chase you. The idea here is that he will keep appearing and assassinating you and disappearing again. What I've noticed is that he will always appear in the field of view of your character. Not your camera, your character. So the best way to see him properly is to make sure you're looking straight ahead with your character. Every time he appears and hits, if you parry successfully, this will remove 1 ad. So you simply need to do this 3 times and the ad phase is over. Like the rest of his stuff, he will appear and attack fairly quickly and the ads will try to be on you. You need them out of your view, but still not to get hit by them. So what I ended up doing is running in circles like a circus freak. Also a note here, if you have an umbrella, it will obstruct your view and ruin the visibility. Don't do that.
Death is not the end.
Once you beat him, that will be the end of the campaign, and you will get this PvP Mystic skill, which is his upward kick from phase 2. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, if you fight him again, he now has this skill, which you can learn by parrying him. I hope this guide helps you beat this boss, and for the giveaway, I'll keep it simple, just like, hype and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and leave a comment and I'll pick a random comment and I'll DM you your key. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.